Hello, welcome back to Being a Nothingness. Last episode, we visited 3 levels that were very similar, but actually not the same at all. Actually, we visited 2 of the 3. One of them was like 2 episodes ago. Anyway, we're going to continue the Island of Ice today. Yes, Island of Ice. So we only have 4 bean and 5 bean puzzles left. So it is time to solve them. We're going to go Hermitage, then Slippery and Wet. And these 3, I'll decide what to do with them. So, Hermitage. Hermitage is up here. Is this the one? Should be. Hermitage. What is an hermitage? Is it a hermitage or is it an hermitage? Like hour becomes an hour and herb becomes an herb. Probably. I mean, you do say a hermit though, so you don't say an hermit because I don't know why. A herb. An herb? Because I know you pronounce herb, like the H is somewhat silent in that word. Although I assume it's, Anyway. So we need a bomb here, obviously. Which is 1 blue and 1 cyan and 1 yellow. We have 2 yellows, implying that 2 bombs are necessary. However, we also have 1 icicle. Which actually means that I think what we might want here is the blowing up of an icicle. Because that gives us, a cyan bean back for a bomb. So it seems like, based on my resources, I would like the blowing up of an icicle to take place. Okay, I can't blow up anything here right now because this cloud is in the way. Interesting. I wonder if I could maybe have a blockage here. Like a frozen... Yeah, maybe like a frozen ice block here. All I would need is an ice block, in there in general. That's not... Oh, that is kind of difficult. I can sort of see, like, with 4 clouds, what I can do is I can have a bridge of 3 here, and then a 4th cloud here where that would be the frozen one. But of course, clouds have their own problem, which we've seen before. I think one of the puzzles had it. What was it? It was one of these that explored the idea of clouds. Because clouds are immovable, unmovable, it's hard to, once you have an icicle, it's hard to put more than 1 cloud in there. I can put 2 down. I'm fairly certain I can put at least 2 down. Oops. Like that. But 2 is clearly not enough. So that's not right. I noticed this cloud not only can see here, but I can also see horizontally. That would not be the case if it were not needed, right? Like, if this horizontal line of sight was never required, the puzzle could have been made a lot more tight by just putting a wall here. Like, I'm fairly certain of that. A wall would be placed here if I didn't need it. Although, to be fair, there have been puzzles with red herrings before. Like, sometimes it is a fact that the designers would place weird rabbit holes here and there that wouldn't have helped you, which is why they could put it in the first place. There would have been no alternate solutions coming out of this step. So it's just there specifically to trick you. Maybe that's not true. I don't know. I suppose technically a frozen bomb could also be used to block the path. But I feel like what we're looking for is to blow up the icicle, right? Yeah, I mean, like, I was using this line, but why don't I also use this line? Isn't this line technically also doable? No, because I need something in here to be frozen, which is why this aura has a touch here. Which technically means this should be possible as well. For this. Which actually seems maybe better. For whatever reason. I don't know why I say it's better, but I feel like it would be better. Okay, actually, hold on. Let's just try this again. Not here. You go first. Oops. Then you. And then you. And then you. And then you. Okay, so that's like half the steps we need. What happens if I blow you up right now? I can basically set the entire thing up again. Kind of. But this one is a problem now. Right? Although... I was hoping that I could put a bean here, but I cannot because of the cloud. A bean here would be pretty interesting. Actually, yeah. Okay, hold on. Instead of there, why did I not try doing it down here? I did consider this. I also considered the fact that there was nothing different about this setup. In fact, yeah, this setup is actually a bit harder to use. Because I can't do any blockage anymore. This base is not usable. How am I using this space if I could technically use... I guess I can technically use this space up here as well, because I'm going to blow up the icicle, right? So let's think a bit about that. Would that make a difference? Yeah, I mean a bit. It would actually kind of make a bit of a difference. In this case, I can't really access you anymore. Okay. Let's see. No, cloud. Icicle? Okay, I mean, I'm gonna ask if there was a reason these clouds are clouds and not like any other object. The thing about other objects is that they can be pushed around. They have other effects. Clouds are just clouds. They can't move. Vines also can't move, but vines can pull, which is probably like not a good idea. I mean, I'm using clouds as if they were vines now, but I'm assuming there's a reason why clouds are used and not vines. Is there a shooting somewhere that I would like to invoke, create? Would I want to do that? You can shoot multiple things at once, so distraction here doesn't work. Vines can distract though, so that might be a problem. I'm wondering if it might be possible to blow you up, maybe. Yeah, okay. Well, we still have... Oh, no, hold on. Look at this. So I can't put an icicle here. But what I can do is I can put some... from here, shooting upwards. So yeah, there you go. I need to be inside though. I need to be in here to push out. That might be a problem. Can I actually resolve that? Because I need to push you upwards physically. Which is kind of a problem, right? Yeah. How do I get in there? A yellow bean is lost whenever you blow something up. So with 2 yellow beans, we're only allowed 2 explosions. Yeah, this is just not good. What about from the other side, maybe? Like, if an icicle here instead. Maybe that's okay. So what about I put a bomb now? No, because that won't... Well, yeah, we have that problem as well, I guess. But not really what I was looking for. Hold on, I'm gonna put down some beans. Oh, this one has to be here because I can't put another bean here because of the cloud, right? So this cloud has to be here so I can put another bean there. Okay, hold on. I'll just save this setup in case I want to come back to this. This is kind of a very simple setup to have, but it's good enough. I can do this, right? Yeah, okay. And get this cloud back. Yeah. Okay, so next thing I want to do now is to put down a bomb. Okay, I know what I'm missing. Actually, I don't know what we're missing. Because I can't blow you up. I realize here now, yeah, you are not a bomb that can explode. Huh. Just become a frozen bomb over there, doesn't help. If I had blown up this thing instead, that would still give me a bomb, but what difference would that have made? I just made a bridge here that didn't do anything. A bomb wouldn't help, because I couldn't put a bomb here in the first place. So yeah. Oh yeah, an icicle. Okay. Not what I'm looking for. I have... Well, I don't have 2 icicles, because... If I had 2 icicles, I couldn't blow... Every time I blow something, I lose 1 a cyan bean as well. I can't have 2 icicles. Not even like at separate times. I can't have 2 separate icicles because both cyan beans would be used in the 2 icicles. You can have the same cyan bean become 2 icicles, but in that process, you would have used up a second cyan bean to blow the first icicle up. Which means that at the end of the day, you still end up with 2, with 0 cyan beans left. So no 2 icicles, 1 icicle in 1 spot, blown up by a bomb. If that's the case, then it's very hard to say that a bomb will blow up a cloud. Because if that were the case, yeah, if that were the case, then that bomb could not blow up another icicle. 1 icicle also means that you can't have an icicle on a frozen block, because that would have required a preceding icicle, which cannot exist. So a bunch of deductions I've made thus far. Single icicle on solid ground. Bomb probably blows up that icicle, which is why we have a spare bomb available and 2 explosions in theory. Technically speaking, a second yellow bean could also be used as a blockage, So yeah, maybe the idea is that a frozen something gets lit here, but it can't be a frozen icicle, it can't be a frozen bomb. A frozen bomb will naturally have a yellow and a cyan. The icicle has the other cyan, so we won't have a third bomb. If I wanted to actually put something here, it would have to be a cloud. And the issue is it can't be a cloud because it would then be shot by you, which shoots here. And because I spent 2 turns in this column, I either get shot by you immediately or on the next turn? I don't know. Okay. Is it down here? I still feel like it's down here. But think about it, if it were a frozen cloud here, I pushed, it would be here, at this point it would be here, at this point it would be here, it would then break and then get shot into... Actually, at this point it would break and then get shot into a cloud. And then at this point I'll get shot. Like how it was just now. Okay. I therefore really do think it's this setup. And then something gets frozen here. But that's really hard to do, right? Well, it's not if I then blow you up, right? So, like, if I get this to happen and then you are frozen here, I can then blow you up immediately. And then walk through with a cyan beam. So, like, if it's possible, I would like to do that. Oops. Oh, we obviously have some problems. If we keep trying to do this, that's not gonna work. Is there a reason why? I mean, do I want to use the fact that clouds shoot things? Maybe. Is there a better way of doing this? If a cloud lands here and becomes a cloud, that kind of just makes the problem exactly the same. Can't be a bomb. Maybe here is what I want. Yeah, what about... but here kinda... that's why you're here too. It's preventing... Oh, no. This should be fine, right? Like, here and here. So here is where the icicle should be. That's a bit suspicious. Also, this does not get here. What am I talking about? Yeah, straight up, if I wanted to get an icicle in any of the a block in any of these spots, it would have to be with ice block, some and then like another ice block stacked on top of this one. Which seems kind of tough. I could also try and get an invalid recipe in front of the cloud. So like maybe two white beans would work, but how would I get two white beans here? I can't break something into two white beans. Nothing holds two white beans. Nothing is made of two white beans. So it's like not possible. I suppose it could be a yellow bean here, but nothing holds a yellow bean either. And if it were just a bomb, the bomb would drop a yellow and a cyan. I can't pick up the cyan because I would get shot if I did. Actually, I have no idea. Is that true? Probably. I don't know if I should test that. You're just gonna shot into another bomb. That's interesting. If I did try to do this to, you know, try and hit the cloud there, maybe? But no. That explosion would have to destroy a lot of things. In fact, that explosion we already know would destroy something in water. Like, an explosion on land does destroy things in water. I'm fairly certain of it. I don't know if I can prove that to you like this, but I think I can. Okay, let's see if I can prove that easily. How would I prove that? Whatever. We know how it works, basically. Actually, I can pretty easily prove that. I don't know what I'm trying to do, but I can. I'm gonna quickly do this. Okay, let's prove that. An explosion above water destroys things in water. Okay. Fair enough, meaning that, like, I can't kill an icicle on a frozen block, with a bomb, because that would destroy the frozen block that it's on, which means the bean will be lost. Which would make the entire thing not worth it. I really do think it's some way to put a frozen block here. I really do think it is. Which is why I really do think this is good. But I don't know how to set it up to be good. I suppose I can set up like a wall. So a frozen ice block can... So like, you know, not frozen? Maybe. Like, this is the current setup. Is there anything better I could have done? Because yeah, like now what? I can't move a bean. Like, the important thing is that I'm not allowed to move a bean here. I can move a bean into the aura of the icicle. And like, these two spots are also not spots that can travel to each other. I can't slide an icicle from here to here. Which means I can't use a frozen... I can't move a frozen cloud here to here. Even with regardless of how many... Yeah. That would cause a cloud to immediately respawn. Is that useful? Don't know if it is. Oops. Hmm. So like this technically seems to be okay, but now obviously I can't blow that up. So that's interesting. Also, I have no more cyan beans, so like this actually does not work at all. This didn't help me at all, did it? No, it didn't. Although, interestingly enough, the more things I put down, the more interesting it becomes, I would say. No, this doesn't go all the way up here. Not interesting at all. I don't see it. I want to blow something up. It's probably an icicle. I really want something frozen here. Like, I just don't see how it's feasible. Like, the only other spot I can think of is this spot. But what good is that spot? Look at that, there's so much water that it covers. It's not useful at all. Is it? I don't think so. I forgot what I was allowed to do. That doesn't actually work either. That doesn't do anything. What does hermitage even mean? Like, who's being a hermit here? Is it a cloud? I guess a cloud's a hermit. Is that all that the puzzle's talking about? I guess. No, I definitely just want to bring a bomb here. Is that true? That might not be true. It would be pretty much though. What's a good spot for the icicle anyway? Like, is it not here? What else? I want this place to be frozen, or this, but an icicle being here, it's really bad, it looks like. So like, here seems best, because it hits this spot and then two more ground spots. I don't know how much better I could do. I do kind of notice how, like, this is fairly interesting. Like, oh, look at that. Like, that's fairly interesting, right? I'm not entirely sure about that. The idea of transferring from one to another is certainly something. This is the only spot that can freeze anything here or here. Is there a reason why that's good? Yeah, like that's an interesting thing I can do. Could a bomb move me? Wait, hold on. Yeah, could a bomb move me as I'm frozen? So like, let's say I did this. Interesting. Wait, no, not interesting. I get unfrozen, but then I also die. That death was not because I got frozen again, right? It was because the bomb destroyed me. Okay. That makes sense. So I cannot do that. I'm assuming if I were frozen, I would not be shot by... How do I test this? Like that. I would not be shot by a cloud. But because the only thing that can elicit any motion at all is a bomb, that does not work. Right? Just gotta check real quick. Yeah, does not work. How unfortunate. I wonder if I could have used that idea. But no, nothing else can elicit any movement at all, which means that that idea won't work. I cannot be pushed into something to break the ice. I just have to not be frozen. Something tells me that I don't know if I want you to be frozen. It is like you definitely can't be frozen, because none of these 4 corner spaces will hit you, or are even available. So it seems like, you know... Just has to be a cloud. Just has to be a frozen cloud. Just has to be, right? I don't know. Does it? Oh, because of this, I can't actually do anything here either. Okay. I don't know. I really have no idea what's going on. Why clouds? Why clouds? Am I missing something that clouds can do? Besides shoot at beans? Do I want a cloud to shoot at a bean for some reason? Why would I want a cloud to shoot at a bean if I can always do it myself? Like, I suppose an idea that could happen is like, maybe I need this to happen so that I can get in here and then the frozen something. I don't think so. The other spot that I would like to get here is like, to get a frozen aura here is like, anything in this column or this column. Which will obviously result in these are being the only two squares to hit this. With its frozen aura. So yeah, that's not helpful. Do I want to destroy that thing? Maybe I want to destroy it. Actually, do I want to destroy it? Do I really want to destroy it? I need a bomb. Because I can't freeze you. I need a bomb. And the destruction of the bomb also has to result in the destruction of an icicle, which will happen to also destroy the ice below it. Which means no, I cannot destroy you. There has to be some way to block your vision. Like, that's the only thing left I can do. That's the only thing left. Nothing else I can do. Literally, I'm very certain that you have to just block its vision. That's all. With what? Frozen Cloud? Second bomb does not work. Icicle could work, but the icicle wouldn't really work. It has to be another cloud. I don't know how though. Like, I have no idea how I would get a frozen cloud here, like all above the surface. It would need to stand on something, and then it would need to be sliding across two other things. Is that true, or does it? Yeah, I'm fairly certain it has to slide across other things. I just want to check. It can't be. I can't slide something here to put a bean there, because a bean here will always be shot by you, and if it's not, if it's an invalid recipe, then at some point, yeah. Well, let's say I did this. Yeah, then we're like kind of screwed at this point, right? Because, yeah, we're kind of screwed at this point. And even if we weren't... Is this good? Like, no, right? No, it's not. Is it? There's no way I can enter here before... I mean, okay, a bomb can destroy an icicle, but it can also part motion on a frozen object. Like a frozen cloud. Is that maybe useful? Like, for example... like this. How do I do this? Oh, interesting. Kind of hard to pull this off, but we'll try again. For example, this. Hold on. That wouldn't actually blow up the icicle. It's hard to deal with this. Okay, well, let's not try that anymore. Trying to figure out a setup to both explode a icicle and impart motion on a frozen object. But that's kind of hard to do, so let's not do that. I kind of want, like the claw is kind of the opposite of a bucket. Instead of bringing a bean there, it shoots at a bean. That's not really the opposite, I guess, but like still. It feels like the opposite of... I feel like I need a bucket instead. That wouldn't technically work either because the bucket would get frozen and it wouldn't let me drop anything. A bucket, however, could have held a bean forming an invalid recipe upon death. But we don't have a bucket, so it's useless to consider that case. Why are clouds so hard to move around? I don't know. Have I ever tried actually blowing up an ice block, like, for real? That just breaks the ice block. Alright, doesn't, you know, the explosion doesn't impart any motion on it. It just happens to. That's so pointless. If I did think about, like, if I did do it the way I think I would do it, the only way to actually have that plan succeed is to only blow up the icicle after the final object has frozen. Which is the one on top of this, like, all four have to be frozen before I blow up the icicle. Otherwise, if I blow it up, I can't freeze anything again. So alright, let's think about that. We can only blow up the icicle after the final object has been frozen. In the case we're assuming we're blocking with a frozen block. Otherwise, if we blow up the icicle too early, then what happens is we can't freeze anything, therefore a frozen block can't get into this space. Because there is no frozen block. Even if there were a frozen block elsewhere beforehand, that would only get turned into an actual monster by the cloud. The same monster that was frozen. Okay. What else am I supposed to do here? I'm finding it very hard to figure out, like, what else could be here if not a frozen block. Again, it could be another cloud, but does the timing work out if it were another cloud? I don't think it does, right? It might, if like I were here, no, clouds here, here, breaks and becomes another cloud. We know a cloud will reform the moment the ice breaks. Yeah, it reforms the moment the ice breaks at the same turn. So if we try doing that, we will be here, ice block will be here, here, then here. Here the cloud reforms and I will get shot here. Honestly, it's best if we're an icicle, but icicles can't get frozen. If it were another bomb, then where would the cyan bean be? If it were a frozen bomb, the frozen bomb therefore implies that an icicle and a bomb has to appear at the same time. If the bomb is then frozen, the icicle would still have to be alive at the time of freezing, at which point you won't have a cyan bean left to blow anything up. Meaning that it is not possible to leave a frozen bomb and still have a cyan bean left. Frozen bomb plus cyan bean is not possible. You can only have frozen bomb plus icicle. And as far as I know, icicles can't die unless bombed. Because icicles cannot freeze. Right? Yeah, icicles cannot freeze. Clouds can freeze. What's good about a freezing cloud? Oh, wait, what, would I want a cloud anywhere else in the puzzle? Like, up here? Why would I want a cloud? This is too far in. I can't blow you out from elsewhere. It has to be in here, which means I do have to actually get through here with those two beans at the very least. I need those two beans at the very least when I'm exiting here. Like, okay, the other thing a cloud could be is a solid wall. A cloud could technically be a solid wall. So how do I set this up? Yeah, but like, it doesn't do anything. Doesn't do anything. I get shot here, don't I? Yeah. Actually, do I get shot here? No, because the beam still blocks, right? So what good is that? I get frozen here. It's just straight up impossible. Huh. I feel like that's interesting because in theory that lets me block two things at once. Maybe. Not quite sure about that. Not quite sure how not quite sure about how I want to use that knowledge. Does this work? No, this only freezes one thing at a time. Like, maybe? I don't quite know how this is useful. I don't quite see at all how this is useful. Because I could always use, yeah, I could have always done this already. Look at that. Cloud reforms. That's not good. I kind of like already looked at that, like in my head. That would not have done anything helpful to me. Same for a frozen bomb. Frozen bomb going this way would just be turned into a bomb again. Same for icicle, same for cloud, which always causes a blockage of some kind. What am I missing? What am I missing? I really don't know what I'm missing. Like, really? Frozen cloud. Am I really certain that a frozen cloud has to be frozen at the time that it's here? I think the answer is yes. This seems best, but like, we already know that implies something impossible. It implies that icicle can only... Actually, I have no idea. Yay! So cool. I don't know what to do next. I'm sure the cloud shooting has something to help. The cloud being able to shoot has to be beneficial somehow. Does it? I don't know how it will be beneficial. That's not good enough. This is bad. Yeah, the only way to hit any of these is here or here. Here seems really bad. Is there a certain reason why that seems really bad? Kind of, yeah, there's definitely a reason why. If I already had a frozen object here, this would have to be not here for me to put something here. Okay, so like, if I were to have a frozen object here... No. Difficult to work with. Like something I straight up just cannot do is this. Oops. This looks really interesting, but everything's lost at this point. Yeah. Like, what's the point of this? What's the point of all this? The entire puzzle was lost the moment I created a second icicle. Only one icicle. What can I do with it besides what I think I'm supposed to do? There's just a lot of things here that I don't know what I'm missing, but I'm missing something. If I really set aside two cyan beans, I can't just set aside these 2 beans for the bomb because, you know, it will be useful. The 2 yellow beans really do mean I'm pretty sure it's killing an icicle exactly once. Bombing an icicle exactly once. can't, like... I really want to put an icicle here. And then bomb here, but like the icicle here would not really work. If I were to bomb you through here, then no, I have to bomb the icicle at the same time. Which clearly isn't possible. Because the icicle have to be here or here or here. None of those positions look doable. Icicle on any of these cells is bad. Icicle here is straight up. I don't even know how you do that. I should maybe use the fact that you can walk on these ice tiles for something. What could I use the ability to walk on ice for? This does not let me get past here. There's spawnable ground everywhere, so that's not a problem. Clouds. I really feel like you're required to use the laser beam from the clouds at least once, but I have no idea how you'd use it. In a long, like, timer chain, maybe? Or are clouds really just there to be frozen and pushed around? I really feel like they are. Like, what else can you do with them? Their shooting won't help, will it? I'm gonna have to think a bit for this one. Not that I haven't already done that. I've thought a lot about this puzzle so far. I'm really staring. Yeah, you have to like stare at me stare, I guess, because I am not going anywhere for a while. I could move it to another puzzle, but you know, I really want to get this one done. I'm about an hour in so far. Yikes. Yikes indeed. Okay. Well, what? Am I 100% certain the goal is to get a cloud here? A frozen cloud. Frozen cloud. What else? Bomb, icicle, both require a cyan beam, and I'm pretty sure cyan beam here does not work out. Especially for a bomb. If we were a frozen bomb here... I want to test something out, but I feel like it's gonna be pretty hard to do. Okay, I can try and test this out. Hold on. Let's just do this real quick. Going to put a frozen cloud here. What's gonna happen? I'm gonna do this. Put down these two beams and push. Oh, what? You shoot. That's very interesting that you shoot. You shoot beams the moment they show up, even if I'm standing on it. So that turns into a bomb, obviously. I thought you only shoot once I've stepped off. Like if you've already tried to shoot, like let's say I put in a yellow. Actually, would you shoot me now? Oh no, it's because I have a beam. Okay, hold on. Let's say I didn't have a beam. Let's say I didn't have anything. I put on all my other beams. I did this. You don't shoot. That's why you shot. Okay. And then what have I picked up now? Will you shoot? Yes, you shoot when I pick up. That's not good news. So I was thinking maybe I could track down the bean as it rolled here. I mean, of course you'd shoot. So you shoot the moment I pick up. You also shoot now, but you also shoot the moment I pick up. Same time. A second yellow bean. Interestingly. So why not? I just have a because how would I put a yellow bean here? I was thinking, why not a yellow bean here, then carry things through? But yellow bean here requires me to stand here with a yellow bean. Like how I was standing here with yellow bean. Also this, yeah, I just don't get shot. There's no other way to put a yellow bean here, is there? I put a white bean here instead. Yeah, so that happens. When I pick up, this cloud will shoot me instead. Same thing. Yeah, a yellow bean feels like something I can use instead of a white bean. Or instead of a cloud, a frozen cloud. An unfrozen yellow bean. Yellow bean actually kind of looks white here, but it's yellow. It doesn't describe it as yellow, but I'm pretty sure it's yellow. So this yellow bean will protect me. The idea is the same. A vertical yellow bean will protect me. But how will a vertical yellow bean work? How can I get a vertical yellow bean to protect me at all? How do I put down a vertical yellow bean? I'll test something out as well, like... What happens here? Do they all break? They both break. Okay. I'm assuming this doesn't do anything. Actually, this blows something. No, this doesn't break anything. That will break the ice above, but not below, because the below one is... The bomb will just got frozen, so it doesn't break. You will break because you crash into the bomb, or the frozen bomb, or whatever was there. Okay. Testing things out. I really do think it's yellow bean now. I actually have no idea. I'm pretty sure it's still... Frozen bean still seems most plausible. Frozen bean still seems most plausible. Frozen cloud, not frozen bean. Beans can be frozen. Frozen cloud. Because it seems like the only way to put a yellow bean here is by being blocked before that, which clearly can't happen. I'm thinking if I got no. If I got what about here? No, I don't think so. Probably really set up a yellow bean. Nothing can carry yellow bean. Nothing is made of a yellow bean. That's the charm of the yellow bean, I guess. The yellow bean really just... But the yellow bean basically means I also can't really blow up anything. Because if I use the yellow bean to block, then the other yellow bean has to be for the bomb that I use here, meaning that I can't use it before. I can't use a bomb Even if I blow an icicle, I would have a cyan plus an unusable yellow bean, which is blocking the way. Okay, so I think it's not yellow bean anymore. I still think it's frozen bean, a frozen cloud. But okay, if it's not frozen cloud, what else could it be? What else? What else? Icicle seems bad. Although icicle is somewhat the same idea as a yellow bean. Actually is the exact same idea as a yellow bean. I say it has double duty, which is why I would not like to use a cyan bean. Cloud. White bean is just a cloud. 2 white beans. How would that happen? It wouldn't. Do I want that? Do I really want that? Interesting, this counts as a solid. What? Oh, right. This is such an interesting set of interactions. Interesting but utterly useless. Ah, what is this? There's so little I can do here. There's so little I can do here. Is it something I'm like missing really hard? Probably is, right? This can't be hit at all. How in the world is it not this? This is just the best I can do, but the best I can do is so much worse than anything I can think of. It's so bad. Okay. Hi, the cloud looks like it has a little mouth when I do this. Why are the bean's eyes so high resolution? Oh, they're so much more well rendered than the other character's eyes. Like everything but the bean has just 2 slits for eyes. The bomb is like, oh, the bomb is quiet here, and then now it like, when it gets pushed, it kind of knows of its impending doom. Just so sad. Anyway, indeed. Indeed. Could it ever be an icicle here that I stand on then? No, because I can't. No. Icicle here doesn't work because I can't stand here. No. It's like, could I shoot an icicle here while holding on? No, firstly, the icicle would freeze this spot. Secondly, I couldn't even be holding on to anything with an icicle here. No. I'm finding so many. I'm trying to find an alternative to this frozen cloud thing. I know I haven't fully made it impossible for a frozen cloud. Like, frozen cloud is technically still on the table because I haven't really gotten rid of that idea. I haven't proven it impossible yet. I just proved that I don't know how to do it. Is there any better setup for this? Is there any reason I have so much space up here? Because if there wasn't any space up here, right, this cloud could have just been moved all the way down here. The exact same... Well, not really the exact same. The cloud could have been moved down by 1, I guess. There has to be a reason for this space above them. But I don't see it. I really don't. If it's not something here, then what is it? I have no idea. I mean, this... I don't know what this does. Doesn't quite do anything. I guess if I put you a bit higher, maybe you would have done something? Oh. Not really. Not the same deal. Still only get one frozen. I'll still get a few frozens. Oops. Yeah, it's the exact same. Now this is open though. So maybe that's okay. Maybe like if there were a cloud here beforehand. Yeah, but then I just lose a cloud completely. What did that do for me? That did nothing. That did nothing for me. Okay, it still has to be, right? It's not a frozen cloud? Is it not a frozen cloud? I have no idea if it's a frozen cloud or not. Hmm. I've been at this for quite a while now, honestly. I don't think so. keep fixating on the idea of a frozen cloud. I still have no idea if it's a frozen cloud or not. Like, I would say I would say it is. I would say it has to be. But somewhere in my heart, I am seriously doubting that. The point is, I just don't see any other feasible way of getting past here with a beam. We've ruled out other things blocking the way. We've ruled out an invalid recipe. We've ruled out a bomb or an icicle. So if it is something blocking the way, I'm 99.9% certain it's a cloud. And I do mean that, like, percentage. I do mean that. 99.9% certain. I'm only fairly uncertain because there's there could be some weird nonsense going on that doesn't work. Other things that could technically work are timing blockages, which will fall under blockages. That's why I say I'm 99.9% sure. Timing blockages with ice, like, you know, like if an ice slides here and then no. Then the other option will be to destroy that cloud, if not block the path. Third option is to somehow get something past here in non-bean form and then have it become bean form here. Could I do that? Could I slide an ice block from outside into here? Slide a bomb. Slide a bomb. Like that, and then, you know, have it somehow slide past. I don't think that's possible. Have it somehow slide past this gap. No. Can't freeze you, can't move you at all. Straight up immovable, unmovable. Immovable? Unmovable. Unstoppable, immobile, that's the word. Straight up immobile. The fact is, if I can block your vision, I am basically done. So there's no need to think about what block your vision could do for me, because, you know, I'll be out of here with a vision blocked. Again, what's this for? What is this horizontal row for? Seems like a pretty good way to say I want this to blow up. One, two, three, bomb. Would an extra white bean do anything? Not really. Let's say I put an icicle here. No, here. Like, one thing I could do is this. Which is kind of cool. I think I could do is, like, I have 4 clouds, which is kind of useful for doing something like this. Oops. I guess I could have used this side instead. Then it'd be frozen there. I guess. I mean, this could impart motion. Hooray! I have now blown up that cloud, somehow. But that doesn't help me because I don't have anything to blow this up with. I have a yellow bean. So if somehow the icicle died in the process... No, I was thinking like, could it? No, no way. Icicle dying on water also doesn't help me because the bean would just fall in. Straight up no way to get it out. The resources used to get you out is just way too high. There's no way it would work. Yeah, it's just not gonna work. This is kind of interesting though, like it works. Somehow. It actually works to kill the cloud, so it's possible, it's just really useless. Unless somehow Icicle also went down with it. Which would be a little interesting. How would that happen? Like, I suppose the Icicle could go down with it if the Icicle was on the other side, right? But like, that's not possible. Also, that would freeze this space, which would make that explosion completely not doable. Icicle anywhere else in the bomb's radius would just not be practical. Is there any better way of doing this? To destroy you... No. Destroying you loses a cyan bean. The other cyan bean has to be for the icicle, because otherwise I can't bridge over. Pretty sure it's not blowing you up. Pretty sure it's not. Like, this time I'm 96% sure, I guess. It's not blowing you up. So back to my 99% sure of using a frozen cloud here. How? Just how? Just how? Just how will I do that? I'm thinking of any other, like, feasible setup that could put a frozen here. Because I've tried working horizontally. Does vertical motion work? It's kind of hard to actually have vertical motion work at all. Just in general. I would say that. Is this a multi-step process? I don't think so. Could I have more? Can I make more beans somehow? I don't think so. It's technically possible to keep making bombs and keep breaking bombs. Technically. I can always do this sort of thing. And so bombs can be infinitely frozen and broken. But that doesn't help, that doesn't make anything. It's technically considered infinite movement. So I can impart infinite amounts of movement in some direction. Some direction... But that's not useful at all, because there's no net gain of any, like, material resources. Although, wait a minute, what that will allow me to do is consistently block ice, which allows me to consistently create ice blocks this way. Aha, that's what I'm looking for. Infinite blockage. Infinitely replenishable blockage, I would say. Okay, so now I have what I would like. What I don't have is a good spot for the icicle. Although that can always be blown up. Alright, I think I finally have it. I was thinking of using using a cloud to block, because that's what I've been doing the previous puzzle. But never have I thought to use a bomb whose resources are actually replenishable, because I can push bombs around. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. I think I should have seen this a long time ago, but I did not, for some reason. The setup was right. The setup was completely right. In fact, I got this setup to work from the start. Or I got this setup, I derived this setup to be the one from the start. Okay. This was like a sort of tunnel vision, I guess. But there you go, and the final step is just to blow you up as I always was able to. There. Okay. had to deduce that that was a possible thing I could do. Something infinite. It was something infinite. I had to think about infinity. Of course I had to. Because, you know, in a puzzle game, why would that be a thing? It's an infinitely repeatable process. I know other games have that. I'm pretty sure Baba Is You has an infinitely repeatable process somewhere hidden in its levels. What else? I want a lockpick. I remember definitely has an infinitely repeatable process too, embedded in one of its puzzles. So pretty early on in this game, we have one right here. Okay, that was a puzzle. Next episode, we'll be moving on to Slippery When Wet, which is the one up here. We'll look at that next time, but yeah, until then, I am done with this game for now. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye!